Welcome back to Infinite Insight, where we give non-stop information and news on everything that's going on in this world. We break down body language, break down words. We are not racist, not red, not blue, not lefty or righty. We just get to the truth. We expose the truth. So make sure you hit that subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure you do. Make sure you hit that little bell. You see the little bell icon? It don't cost nothing. It's absolutely, totally free. It only takes 2 seconds to make sure you hit that bell, hit that notification bell. Make sure you hit all. So when we come out with new content, you won't miss it. It goes straight to your notification. So anyway, we're going to break down in this video, we're going to break down 3 different ways. We're going to look at all 3 different ICE situations. I'm going to break it down as a team, as we do, right? Truthfully, and expose just the truth. We're not going to do nothing else. So without further ado, let's break down 3 different ways that ICE caused an incident and an uproar in this world where everybody went crazy. And we're going to see, if they were right or wrong, and, what was cause of this and who was right and who's wrong. So let's go into the first incident where, rest in peace to Miss Good. My heart and goes out to her. I mean, this is a tragic incident. It should have never happened. But we're going to break it down one by one as a team, as a unit, as Americans, as people with morals, and can see what the truth is and not just jump on a left or a right or a red or blue side. Let's go.
We have new video tonight, a new angle of the deadly shooting. We are also learning more about the ICE agent who killed Renee Good. CBS LA's Tom Waite joining us now with the very latest. Tom.
Yeah, some more information, too, about kind of the tactics that ICE is supposed to use in these situations. We'll get into that in just a second, Pat. The Trump administration is fiercely defending the ICE agent at the center of this, but use of force experts that we talked to tonight are raising questions about the incident. Newly released cell phone video obtained by CBS News for the first time shows the ICE agent's point of view and what are likely Renee Good's last words.
Fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
The agent, who appears to be filming this with his cell phone, approaches the car. Her car is blocking traffic. He circles around to the driver's side.
That's fine. U.S. citizen.
As Good's wife, who is also filming, tries to get inside the car, other officers rush toward the driver's side door.
Out of the car. Get out of the
Good seems to try to back up and then drives forward just before the same agent fires his gun in his right hand.
You've got to be a little brainwashed to get to that point to where you're willing, not just to protest, that's fine, not peacefully protest, but throw your vehicle in front of legitimate law enforcement officers and drive your car into them.
It's beyond me that apparently from the federal government, from the Homeland Security Director herself, has already determined who this person was, what their motive was, and they hadn't even been taken out of the vehicle.
CBS News has confirmed the agent who shot Good is Jonathan Ross. He's worked with ICE in Minnesota for nearly a decade. According to the AP, Ross is an Iraq War veteran. All told, he's been with ICE and Border Patrol for almost 2 decades. He's currently a deportation officer. According to CBS News, Ross was involved in another vehicle-related incident last June. Court documents show he was dragged approximately 100 yards with his arm inside a car while trying to execute an immigration warrant. According to Department of Homeland Security guidelines, an officer is allowed to discharge a weapon at a moving vehicle if it poses an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury to the law enforcement officer or someone else.
In my 25 years, I've done hundreds of vehicle stops. If someone is fleeing, that is not a justification for the use of deadly force.
Retired Pomona Police Sergeant Patrick O'Malley breaks down what he sees in the video.
I think there are some tactical issues that could have been done different, and they could have been done better, that probably would have avoided the whole thing. If you have an independent mind and you really look at the facts, you can see why the officer made the choice. You may not agree with it.
High-profile defense attorney Alexandra Kazarian says ICE operations are fueling tensions that can escalate and potentially lead to violence.
In situations like this, law enforcement always goes in on the defensive, and they feel from the beginning, before anything has ever happened, that they are on the alert and that they need to protect themselves. That's the problem with these kinds of operations.
According to the LA Times, the LAPD adopted its own rules 20 years ago for this. Those rules forbid officers from firing into moving vehicles because bystanders and other officers could be hit by stray bullets or...
Okay, so first things first, Infinite Insight team. We're gonna break down the beginning of the video. So in the beginning, you know, from what the news say, he circles around the driver's side. ICE circles around the driver's side and tells her to get out the car. Now, y'all might be saying, looking at the video, y'all might be saying, okay, well, he had no reason to say that. But she committed a traffic violation first and foremost by having her vehicle where it was at, and I feel like that's a violation of traffic law, right? Now, that, of course, it's not a reason for her to be unalived and be murdered. No, it's not. But let's continue though of what's going on. So, from the beginning, she's violating traffic, as you see here, right? She is parked, blocking traffic from going either side. From either side, no traffic can continue to move unless she moves, and they're telling her to move because she's blocking traffic, and she continues not to move because she wants to spite ICE, right? So basically, she wants to give her point of view about ICE and tell ICE no, F you, and whatever she's doing, right? Mm-hmm. And it led to her. For them telling her multiple times to move her vehicle, it led to her now having a traffic violation. That was the beginning of the whole thing of why this man why ICE ran up to her car and told her to get out the car. We gave you multiple times to get out and move. To get out. We gave you multiple times to move, and she refused. And now, not only are you violating traffic, you're violating the law. We're not even, opposing it on you. We're telling you to move. We're giving you chances. Now, when we start to see that people can't go through and people are beeping their horns like, move, the dude came over and said, okay, you know what? You have to move now. And you have to get, no. He said, you have to get out your car now. And rightfully so. Because she's violated traffic law. And rightfully so, now she's being detained. And now she tried to flee away from being detained. Right? And in the midst of that, now, here's the argument, whether she tried to initially or intentionally run over this ICE officer or not. That's the argument. Whether or not she tried it or not, she's fleeing the scene from a crime that she's committing. And that is another criminal charge. Fleeing from being detained is a criminal charge. I don't know if y'all understand that. A lot of y'all don't understand the law, so y'all just going at what y'all seeing. Y'all don't understand what's being actually presented in front of you with these videos, because these videos is clearly showing you that this woman is actually violating law in its fullest. Now, the actual shooting part, right? After this lady backed up, because everybody's saying she backed up and tried to turn right and get away from ICE, which is, again, it could be true or false, however you look at this videos, right? But the point is, this lady is trying to flee after they're telling her, you cannot flee. And she backed up her vehicle and tried to flee. And in the midst of that, she almost struck an officer. Now, whether she did or not, she has a deadly weapon, which is the vehicle. That vehicle is now considered a deadly weapon. That's in any case. Look around, do your homework, do your research. For y'all who out there talk about, oh, no, that Jeep is a deadly weapon. Okay? That's just what it is. I'm sorry to say it that way. To the families of Miss Good, my heart and soul goes out to you, because this is so difficult for y'all to understand in terms of the justification of what y'all fight for. And I get it that you're going to fight for justification. There's no doubt about that. And I agree that you should fight, and you would fight for justification. But it should also raise awareness to the family of Miss Good of what not to do. And it should also raise awareness of the people out here in America that sees that America is fighting America. It's America versus America, right? And we see how that transpires into certain cities. And we got to take initiative in terms of like just our belief system. Take initiative on believing what's right instead of taking initiative on believing the lefties and the righties and the red and the blue. Just look at what's right and wrong. That's all I try to get people to understand what we do over here. We try to get people to understand what's right and what's wrong. And I'm not saying the shooting is right. It's not. It's not. This lady should not be unalived. But if the lady would not have put herself inside of the situation, she would not be unalived. If the wife, mind you, got to remember, the wife now, if y'all didn't see the video in its entirety, the wife actually that was driving with this lady stepped out of the passenger side with her camera out, filming ICE and them talking crazy because she's a, they are the LB, Chi G, the LMNOP, the alphabet crew. If you hear your letter, raise your name. If you hear your letter, raise your hand. I'm sorry, but no. All jokes aside, they are, they're dykes. They're into a gay relationship. So of course, the woman jumps out. The wife, the man, the manly person, the manly part of the relationship jumps out with her camera out, filming ICE, and just basically provoking them and agitating them and all that, bro. For what? Then when the guy tells her to step out, the driver, Miss Good, to step out, rest in peace. When ICE told the driver, Miss Good, to step out, you can hear the wife, the dyke wife, talk about, drive off, baby, drive off, drive off. What you mean? Like, she's committing a crime. You tell her to drive off? What, and leave you out there with ICE? You see what I'm saying? Now you're out there with ICE. If she drives off, you out there with ICE by yourself. That's number one. You're not thinking about that. So y'all be out there without no thoughts. Now, my thing is this. That guy that pulled that trigger on Miss Good should not have pulled that trigger. No, he shouldn't have. Just because that truck, that Jeep is a deadly weapon, doesn't mean that it was actually causing you harm or causing you something where you felt endangered of your life. That lady was clearly, as I see the video, she was trying to turn the car away from ICE. I get it. But it was just a bad timing, y'all. ICE was just in front of the vehicle, too much in front of that vehicle for her to turn it in that way with the snow and all of that. She can't turn it like that because of snow. So she couldn't turn away from him like that, but he didn't know that in that nick of time. He's not thinking that in that nick of time. All he's thinking is like, oh, this lady is resisting arrest and trying to hit me with the vehicle. That's what he's thinking. Y'all gotta understand that part. So we're gonna chalk this up as a 50-50. To me, Infinite Insight team, comment down below what I think. I think this is here 50-50, her fault, 50-50 ICE. We're gonna get into the next video.
Hey, back the f*** up! Sidewalk, 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 sidewalk. You can film from the sidewalk.
Get out of here!
Horse is not law! Horse is not law! You are not following the law!
Hey, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. Wow. 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 ICE.
Please, my police people are I'm disabled, so I need to get a doctor up there. That's why
This is your duty. Why don't you help that woman? Help that woman. Why don't you help someone? All you do is hurt. All you do is hurt. She's trying to drive down the street. Where is your sense of where is the law?
Wow, man.
Where's your humanity? Where's your...
Now, okay, from the beginning, they are telling her to, to move, and she refuses, right? Multiple times. For what? I don't know, but she's already violating traffic laws. So by her violating the traffic laws, they are allowing her to violate traffic laws by telling her, move, get out of the way, move. Instead of just saying, you know what, pull over, let me give you this ticket, this citation for violating the traffic law. They're giving her multiple chances. If you also notice in that video, she had plenty of space in front of her to move forward to her doctor's appointment. As she was saying, she had a doctor's appointment and all that, which was, if y'all looked at, she had her doctor's appointment was right down the block, right down this block right here. Then she make a left, then you can make a left, and then another left to her doctor's appointment. But she had plenty of space in front of her to move when ICE told her to move, and she didn't. She sat there and started, refusing and, just interjecting with them, and just, why? Why are you doing that? Right? So then, they still telling her to leave, right? Still telling her to leave, and she doesn't. All this room in front of her. So they have no choice now but to move her so they can get that car out the way of traffic, and she is still refusing with her seatbelt still attached to her while they trying to pull her out the car. That's what I'm seeing. Because if you see, after they pulled her out the car, ICE immediately jumped into her car and moved it out the way. So that goes to tell you that was their whole motive, getting that car out the way. And she was refusing. So again, right now, I'm sorry, not again. I'm giving this one to ICE. So far, 50-50, ICE is up 1. Let's take a look at the next video.
Tonight, new videos raising questions of what exactly happened in the lead up to Alex Pretti's death. The Trump administration now doubling down on defense of the officers involved. Federal officials saying agents acted in self-defense. The Department of Homeland Security posting that Pretti approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun.
When he did that, interacting with those agents, when they tried to get him to disengage, he became aggressive and resisted them throughout that process. These officers used their training, followed their protocols, and were in fear of their lives and the people around them. And that's how this tragedy unfolded.
At least 5 separate witness videos appear to show a different or contradicting sequence of events. Footage seen from a sidewalk, the street, inside a store,
Oh my God!
and from a car just feet away. Videos show federal agents shoving a person with Pretti then stepping in. That's when an agent pepper sprays him in the face while Pretti clutches his phone. Seconds later, several agents wrestle Pretti to the ground, where videos do not appear to show him brandishing a weapon, as DHS had stated. This angle showing an officer swing something at Pretti's head. Pushing in on this video, you can see one agent reach behind Pretti, appearing to remove a gun from his waistband. As someone yells gun, that same agent appears to step away, and about a second later, the first shot is fired.
Okay, so I don't see how they fear for their life. You have, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can see about 7 ICE agents versus this one person. I don't see how ICE can be in fear of their life. That's nonsense, right? But again, here we go again. Another innocent civilian going at ICE as if they are militant. Like they got a whole army, they got weaponry, they can do this with their phone. And of course, as you see, once you do that, when you obstruct any type of thing that goes with law enforcement, they're gonna have to apprehend you. And if you refuse that, they're gonna use force, man. That's what it is. If you want to put yourself into that, then you're gonna put yourself into that. You're gonna be collateral damage, and that's what it is. Aside from that, though, let's get into the reality of the video that we're watching. And what we're seeing here, Infinite Sight team, is that we're looking at something that can potentially be him having a firearm on him, which I can see them trying to apprehend him and that firearm. But the shot that went off, in my eyes, in my book, was unnecessary. I don't think that shot should have went off. Especially, they just showed they disarming that weapon from him, from his possession. And right after they disarmed him from that weapon, out of his possession, that's when a shot went off. So after you disarm a man, why are you shooting him? So I feel ICE is wrong on this. I'm going to give one up on the civilian. So again, we got 50-50, right? On the first video. We got the second video, I think that the lady was wrong. I'm going to go ahead and say that. This third video, I think ICE is wrong. So, out of the 3 videos, comment down below which I think. It's a tie, you know what I mean? Or do y'all think I'm wrong? Or do y'all feel like it can go another way, however y'all feel? You know, it's totally fine with me how y'all feel. Your opinion is always valued. We love the support, the feedback, you know. But just overall, genuinely, how y'all feel about those 3 categories of ICE. And do y'all think otherwise, or y'all think the same way? It's all good. But until the next video, we're gonna get into more of these videos, but we're gonna do more of breaking down body language. So get ready for this in 2026. We got something else coming up. So we love each other. Safe up. Watch your children. Watch ICE too, right? But watch the people who's going around provoking ICE. Tell them people, stop doing it. You're gonna be collateral damage. If ICE is out here trying to protect the streets, don't stop them. That's my take on that.